role here is to talk to people and hear about what they think. Yeah, so basically Culture is the organisation that does what the diversity team do here, but not
you're outside the Arts Council.
Outside of the Arts Council. As an initiative of the Arts Council, but we sit outside, so we're from the public sector.
Okay.
So, which is interesting because in fact in Australia you have more influence on policy from the public sector than from within the council.
Who are you?
I'm Abby Reeve and I'm the General Manager of Stopgap Dance Company.
Okay, and why are you here at Decibel?
We came up, we're here for the whole week and we have come up to present Within, which is the first part of our double bill called Trespass, which we did on Tuesday. It was very good. It was very well received. We've had some really good interest from companies that have been to see the piece. We do indoor theatre work and we also do outdoor work, so it's also generated quite a lot of interest in our outdoor production, which is a Cultural Olympiad commission through Legacy Trust. It's been generally very successful. It's been manic,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I think Decibel always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Since the performance, we've had one positive booking put in the diary for Trespass for the spring.
Okay,
and
where's that?
That's Soul Spring
Okay.
Arts Centre, and then we've also received some semi-firm interest for the outdoor work for next year. Obviously with the Olympics coming up, it's about programming and scheduling and that kind of thing. And we've also had quite a lot of approaches from different organisations and festivals, so we're just sort of tying those down. So yes, it's been a very positive booking experience for us.
Okay.
The talks have been really good, and I'm looking forward this evening to going to the Dance for Creative Case talk to see how that's going to fit in with the sector that we're in specifically. It's been lovely to see work from other companies because we're always so busy that we see as much as we can, but having so many companies on our doorstep to just go and scoot round has been brilliant. We saw Sankar Pam last night, which is really interesting, and we haven't seen a lot of music. I'd like to do more of that. It's a great experience and it's a lovely place for us all to come together and showcase our work.
I'm Nazli Tabatabai and I'm Artistic Director of a company called Zenda, and we've been showing a work in progress of Found here at Decibel Showcase, amongst other things like being part of the panel conversation for the Creative Case, and I'm also the Coordinational Chair of Sustained Theatre.
Okay, and how have you found Decibel? You had a performance yesterday.
Awesome. It's been an ambition for the company for a long time, and because we've seen how other artists and colleagues have really been nourished by and nurtured by taking part. So it was fantastic for us to be selected, and we were so chuffed. And it's been a really positive experience artistically for us, as well as how, as a company, we're now wanting to tour in spring 2012.
And have you had any bookings? What's been the reaction from people?
I've been really delighted that the people that came have been so generous and warm with their comments, and in particular taking part in the Cafe Clash this morning was just another chance to speak on it with a smaller group of people about the work in the context of another artist as well. And we'd just like to take a couple of days to reflect on the experience, and we're back on the horse on Monday, checking those emails, getting in touch with people and sharing, yeah.
Okay, and what do you hope for the next year for the piece?
We hope to tour the Greater North. It's really important for us as a company who are based in the Northeast to have that Greater North touring experience, but also to have exposure in London, where we are developing links as a company artistically and with audiences and participants. And what we'd really love to see is the other regions and international just weaving into that, because we have a really rich intergenerational engagement program that goes with the performances. So yeah, we're very excited, and our digital capabilities will get stronger and stronger.
My name's Gary Robson. I'm the Artistic Director of Fittings Multimedia Arts.
Okay, and what do you think of the Decibel Festival so far?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's been great to meet a lot of people again, sort of people that you usually just exchange emails with and telephone calls, And I've seen some really good work. I've seen some moderate work, but I've seen some really good work as well.
Okay, anything stood out for you?
Brian LaBelle's piece was fantastic about testicular cancer. Doesn't sound a very jolly piece, but in fact it's terrific. Really, really, very, very good indeed. And yeah, that one in particular, I think. And so Memoirs of a Hermaphrodite, great performance.
Gary, so do you think we'll see anything from here at Dardafest?
Well, as you know, I'm mainly focusing on the contemporary art side this year, a big exhibition called Neat Normal. But I've been talking to Sam, who's one of the producers, and I know he's seen... I mean, I'd like to see Irresistible there, actually, Jess Colborne's piece that we've just seen. It's a case of finding the right setting for it. I mean, I think it really needs to be in an interesting setting, you know, and so I'd like to see that piece there, certainly. And I'm going to be talking about Brian LaBelle's piece as well. He doesn't identify as disabled, but I think it's worth a conversation.
How important do you think that identity thing is now?
I mean, I kind of don't, but you know, I mean, I think it's important that we embrace artists who are dealing with areas, I think, that are of interest and have bearing on our lives as disabled people. You know? And I think there's, it's a time for fusion. It's a time for sort of working together with people, for sharing ideas. So I'd really encourage somebody like Brian to come to a festival like Dardafest, because I think Brian will get a huge amount from it as well. You know, so I think it's a time, as I say, for integration and fusion.
We're kind of moving across.
I think so. Yeah.
Across agendas. Across.
There was a time when it was necessary, I think, to keep ourselves fairly separate, to gain strength and to gain identity and to gain skills. You know, but I think we're kind of well past that now, and I think we're a mature group of artists and people who need to get out there and get other people inside as well.
Yeah, I think you can only, that question of are you an artist or are you a disabled artist, you can only ask it for so long. It gets boring after a while.
It does. It's like, you know, and I mean, there's a time, you know, do you want to be described as a woman artist or a gay artist or a black artist, you know what I mean? And there is a time possibly when it's necessary. And, you know, some people will still strive to be called that, and that's fine, that's their call, their decision. But I think there also comes a time when you kind of move on from that and move away from it.
That's Jonathan Kennedy, and I'm from Tara Arts.
Okay, and why are you here?
I'm here on two fronts to promote our theatre and our touring shows, and on the other side to see shows, see work in progress, see artists, and make some new connections.
Okay, and how have you found the whole festival?
Terrific so far. I've only been here for a day, but so far so good. Yeah.
Okay, and have you seen anything really interesting that you want to take?
Certainly some things to keep an eye on and see how they progress. And a couple of companies, when I get back to work next week, I'll have a few phone calls and see where things head to.
Okay, and what do you think about having a Decibel performing arts showcase focused on disability theatre?
I think the range of work in terms of the diversity of the artists is really fascinating and heartening and fabulous to see in all its varieties.
I've seen some fantastic stuff here, and of course that makes it easier to do it in the week. Otherwise, to be honest with you, I would never get round these sort of companies.
Yeah.
Who are going to be so important about developing those audiences. So, yeah, very, very good experience.
Is there any highlight, anyone that you thought I'll have that?
That I would book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's been 2 or 3 that I think would be a good start. But I would need to bring these companies together in a sort of a mini festival, not bring them in isolation, I don't think, so that we can start to move the audiences around and give them different experiences, but within a 2 or 3 day period, and make sure they're not up against Ian McKellen doing the Syndicate, because you know that's always the problem. I'm lucky I've got 2 big spaces, so I can vary the programme.
My name's Arun Ghosh. I'm a musician, clarinetist, composer, and I've been here at Decibel performing a piece of mine called Afroacoustics and Innovations.
Okay, and how has the response been to your work?
Well, the performance just went down really well. It was we're really pleased with how we performed, firstly, and we felt a lot of kind of a really good vibe coming back from people. Yeah. And the feedback I've had over the last few days has been really positive. I think I've met a lot of different promoters who've been very interested in the kind of mix of music we're doing, how we're working, the sounds we're using, our vibe on stage. Also, interestingly, international producers who haven't necessarily seen this kind of combination of instruments and styles and approaches to music making before say people in Amsterdam and also then people in New York, and that's kind of, hopefully there's a lot of potential going to happen there. Then also on top of that, you know, it's been great to see kind of some promoters who I do know, who I've worked for over the years, and it's nice to present a new piece of work that hopefully they might be interested in programming and stuff.
Okay. And what are your future plans moving forward?
Future plans for me is I'm releasing my second album called Primal Odyssey. That's coming out on October the 24th, and I'm going to be working on that. I've got performances at the London Jazz Festival through November this year, and then with Afroacoustics and Innovations, the piece we've presented here, it's a very new piece. This is only our second performance, so currently there's no plans, but hopefully we're going to get some bookings.
And you collaborated with other artists for the show. How was that for you?
The show was like really, really special. The piece is a collaboration between my band and two singer-songwriters and kora players from West Africa, Sona Jabate and Kadiali Koyate. And these are really such wonderful musicians with beautiful voices. We wrote new songs, we arranged older songs, we developed kind of some of my materials to work with the ensemble. So there was a lot of spontaneous music making going on, a lot of kind of communication, a lot of kind of learning from each other's kind of sounds and approaches to playing. When you hear an instrument like the kora, it's just, for me, it's one of the most beautiful sounds. So I could just listen to that on its own all day. So then it was about me sort of saying, well, this is a sort of drum patterns I like to work with this, and just developing ideas, and it's been a really lovely process. When I'm working with Sona, she's got such a fine voice, and there's so much kind of depth of how she sings that it's just a pleasure to play with her, you know. And that's how I feel about this show. I really hope we get to do it again because it's just so nice to be a part of.
And any final thoughts about the week, about Decibel?
I'd just say well done to everybody on the Decibel team for putting together such a really interesting mix of art, really. I think the discussions have been interesting. It's been great for me to meet some new people, great to meet some old faces as well. And I just really think that there's so much kind of different kind of stuff going on creatively in this country. It's great for us all to have a platform to do it, and just thanks very much for putting together such a great festival.